Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arriving in the US ahead of his crucial meeting with the US President. This is Zelensky's third trip to Washington since Trump returned to office. High on the agenda will be discussions on military assistance, long-range weapons and ceasefire proposals. Trump is redoubling his efforts to end the war in Ukraine, announcing a second meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin following a lengthy phone call between the pair yesterday.
I thought it was a very good phone call. I thought very productive. But I'll be meeting with President Putin, and we'll make a determination. Tomorrow I'm meeting with President Zelensky, and I'll be telling him about the call. I mean, we have a problem. They don't get along too well, those two, and it's sometimes tough to have meetings, so we may do something where we're separate but equal.
Zelensky has called on the US to provide Ukraine with advanced missiles and says Moscow was rushing to resume dialogue as soon as it heard about Tomahawks. Talks set to take place in Budapest will see the Russian president make his first known trip to an EU country since the war began in February of 2022. The Hungarian Prime Minister, a critic of EU sanctions on Moscow, welcomed the news, confirming preparations after speaking with Trump.
It soon became clear that Budapest is essentially the only place in Europe today where such a meeting could be held. For 3 years, we have been the only country that has consistently, openly, loudly and actively advocated for peace.
Donald Trump says fresh talks will be held between high-level advisors next week, led on the US side by Secretary of State Marco Rubio. For today, once more, all eyes will be glued to the Oval Office where Trump and Zelensky are set to convene. Aisling Roach, Virgin Media News.